my goodness, I took a few days, a day off to do some thinking. I don't know if you saw my last video, but is it all real, right? That's what we were wanting to know. But when it comes to the Nancy Guthrie case, one thing's for sure. We've got some bad actors, right? No matter what, if it's an abduction, if it's a homicide, if it's just a relocation, publicity stunt, whatever it is, we got some bad actors. And at this point, I feel like if you can catch the bad actors, will they talk? Will they be too scared to talk, or will they talk? I don't know. The whole thing makes me just feel like we've really got to look into things. And you guys have been telling me for the longest time, a lot of you, that you think it's a woman on the porch in the mask. So I've been calling it Porch Guy. But a lot of you have been saying it's not Porch Guy, it's Porch Girl. And I was like, well, if it's Porch Girl, who's the girl? So we looked at everybody I could think of at the time, including Annie. But we never looked at Savannah, which I highly doubt, you know. I mean, you got all the money in the world. Why wouldn't you pay somebody? I don't know. Just a thought. Maybe secrecy. But that might come up. Maybe we'll look at Savannah. Just to include her in the group. Don't want to leave anybody out. It's all speculation. Station. But today, I want to look at Kayla Day. So, who's Kayla Day? Let me know in chat if you know, even in your comments below, whether you're our beautiful live chat that's right now happening, or you're watching the live, or perhaps you're on replay. You are so amazing, and I thank you for all the likes, the subscriptions, everything you're doing that push our channel forward. It's been amazing, and you continue to give me an A+ on YouTube, which, thank you. It really moves me. It does. In that, I want to look at Kayla Day. Not just like who she is, but what she looks like. I want to talk about, you know, that dude she's married to that went to prison for human smuggling. That, you know, has connection to Sonora. Yeah, we'll talk about all that. But also today, I know you guys, everybody almost matches or does match, but we're still gonna do her. We're gonna put Kayla Day through the rigmarole. That's what I call it, rigmarole. And what we're gonna do is we're going to virtually map her face onto the Porch Guy. Now, I've tried a few different techniques and a few different pictures of her, but we'll get into all that as we mosey along. Now, we're usually about an hour-long program, so, you know, I hope you're not mad if you don't hear the one part you want to hear right in the beginning. Just stay with me. Just stay with me. All right, my lovelies, who's with me today? Smudgers in the house. Nikki UK, Jennyville, P. Bose. Hello, bittersweet nothings. Good to see all of you. Lottie's in the house. Jennyville's in the house. Antoinette. There is a lot of you. So, welcome to everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Again, welcome to 1111 True Crime. And welcome back if you're returning. Mama D coming at ya. A little bit of, just curiosity, right? I feel like I'm opening a little bit of Pandora's box, but I'm okay with that. Hey, might as well do it, right? Kayla Day, Nancy Guthrie. Carla is encouraging you, if you haven't already, please hit that like, subscribe, and share. And once the live is over, if you share your hype points with me, if you hype my video up, I'm gonna tell you right now, you rock, okay? Just so you know. Now, you see the picture of Savannah there. She's like, what, me? Okay, the reason I've left her in this is because it's all about Savannah. You know, even when, and I know before this video was out for 30 seconds scheduled. Before it had aired, it was 30 seconds uploaded that we were going to be doing a live. I already had a thumbnail down. And I'm like, somebody don't want me talking about Kayla Day. Because I have 3 lives today. 2 are about Kayla Day. 1 is not. The only 2 that got the thumbs down was the Kayla Day. So somebody don't like that. But that's okay too. Now, when we get to Kayla Day, you guys, all right, the reason she comes into the picture for me and a lot of others is because of Luke Daly. Who's Luke Daly? Do you remember Friday the 13th, the raid? Well, that was on his house, his mother's house to be exact, where he was staying. And he was raided at the Culver's parking lot. Meanwhile, Kayla Day comes into the picture because she is arrested and held with no bond on February 12th. Now, it's really weird. Let me get that timeline, the times. Where's my card? Where's my card? I wrote it. I have notes all over my desk. Kayla Day was arrested February 12th. Now remember, Nancy Guthrie was reported missing on February 1st. So Kayla was out of jail. She was actually on the lam. You're going to find out some really interesting details about her arrest and after she was arrested, the stunt she pulled, okay? So they're getting pretty strict with Miss Kayla. Now, Kayla, what kind of sick truth train is that? Now, y'all, my truth train's real. Okay, I don't got no truth train button. It hasn't stopped. What's he, new? Okay, he's like, I get to blow the horn. All right. Kayla Day, well, Nancy Guthrie was reported missing February 1st. Kayla Day is arrested on the 12th of February, so obviously she's not clear because she's in jail. No, she's not in jail at the time. Then after the day after Kayla is arrested, Luke Daly is charged. Now, the thing about this is that none of the Mexico talk came up until the 16th of February from everything I can see. Like the Sonora, Mexico stuff started surfacing first, as far as I can tell, and our private eyes, February 16th. 3 days after Luke is detained, and 4 days after Kayla is arrested. Is Kayla talking? I don't know. She is into Fight Club. Have you ever read that book? I got about 6 chapters in, and I've never been so disgusted in my entire life. I can't do Fight Club. I know the premise. I understand everything about the whole concept of Fight Club, and you know the number 1 rule in Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. Fight Club is where random people come together and they fisticuffs it out, and people get hurt real bad, but they don't report about it, and it stems from this disconnection from reality and having a secret club. So the reason I'm talking about it is because when you look at Kayla Day, she connects back to DJ Mojito. DJ Mojito is the Club Congress resident DJ that is the host of Scorched, the event Scorched. And in that, Kayla Day is at Scorched. She even did an advertisement for Scorched on her own social media. And Luke Daly was arrested not only the day after Kayla in 2026. Well, he wasn't arrested, sorry. Luke Daly was detained. Let me make that clear. Detained, not charged. On the 13th, while his vehicle was impounded and searched, His home was raided, all this kind of stuff. His electronics were, checked, all this. In all this, DJ Mojito knows Kayla. He's the host of the show, and she's on the stage performing. And so we know there's a connection there. We know that as a residential DJ, he's going to come across paths with all the other DJs that show up for all the events because he's the resident DJ. He's the lead. He's the head of it. So Tommaso performed in, I believe, June of 2025 at Club Congress. Within the same week that DJ Mojito performed, DJ Mojito calls Derek Kayla dad. Derek Kayla is the one that contacted Annie and Tommaso on the texting saying, did you get the Bitcoin? We're ready on our end. All right. So really, if Porch guy is really Porch girl, why not look at Kayla Day? So there's something interesting. I don't know if I should go through it all, but we'll definitely touch on some things. It sounds like she was asleep when she was busted in the Walmart parking lot. All right, let me get this rolling and I'll show you it. Let me get to the part. Yeah, this was written on February 21st. Let me just get the website up for you. Yeah. All right, you guys. Let me swing it over so I won't be able to see chat. Sorry. But are you able to see it? What happened? Okay. Tucson, Arizona. What's the date? Blah, blah, blah. February 21st, right? So this article was written a little while ago. And it says, Tucson, Arizona, 2 ex-cons from Tucson are facing intense online scrutiny in the Nancy Guthrie case, despite authorities accusing neither of involvement. Even after one was detained for hours in a SWAT raid and released without charges. That would be Luke Daly, who's 36. Now, Kayla Day, 32. Neither has been accused of playing a role in Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. Day, meaning Kayla Day, was already in jail at the Pima County Adult Detention Complex during the operation targeting Daly, Luke Daly, last week for allegedly skipping court dates on unrelated charges. The raid went on for hours. On February 13th, dozens of law enforcement vehicles seen at the home in the Catalina Foothills neighborhood, and more surrounding a Range Rover at a nearby Culver's restaurant. Well, we know the story. And Daly was arrested by the Marana Police Department in Pima County on May 15th of 2025 and accused of selling rugs, possessing paraphernalia, and pew-pew despite a prior felon conviction, according to the filings. So why is he out and about? Okay. Although Daly's complaint does not identify the passenger, Day was also arrested on May 15th at the same Walmart location, and her complaint states that she was with the male driver. She also faces rug. Okay, I'm going to get into it. Let's get down here. So right here on the screen, I wish I could get rid of this whole top whatever crap, but you can see here, let me go down a page. This is Luke Daly's. And it says officers were conducting surveillance reference. It should say on unrelated matter, and observed a vehicle driven by Luke Daly in the area. He was identified based off of previous photographs. Indicators of illegal drug transactions were observed. Mr. Daly and the passenger exited the vehicle and entered 7635 North, whatever, Walmart. Officers approached the vehicle and Mr. Daly and the passenger were detained. The keys to the vehicle were in his possession, which is important because allegedly she's in the driver's seat, I believe, asleep. Okay. A search of the vehicle located a black magnetic box with additional heroin, pairful, and a baggie, a small amount of brown tar-like substance consistent with heroin on the passenger seat. I do that because YouTube has rules. A black and red duffel bag on the passenger seat held a 9mm AR pew-pew and a loaded magazine. Multiple empty baggies were located in the purse on the passenger floor. The items were positioned in a manner likely to have allowed a passenger to sit on top of them. A search of the passenger located a large quantity of round blue M30 things and 17 other strips and a large quantity of U.S. currency. Post Miranda, the passenger advised the firearm belonged to Mr. Daly and stated he likely put it on the seat after she exited the vehicle. For approximately, okay, check this out. Here's one big thing I never knew. Post Miranda, Mr. Daly confirmed he had been driving the vehicle with the female for approximately 2 days. 2 days. He don't know her. 2 days. He advised he had recently been convicted of felony case, and a record check confirmed he was prohibited from possessing a firearm. The were later weighed, totaling 104 grams without packaging. This is equivalent to 1,000 things, greater than the amount typically possessed for a person's use. Based on the investigations, they determined that Mr. Daly and the passenger were likely in conjunction to distribute illegal substances. So then, as we get into this a little further, where is it? Pima County. This is Kayla's. Okay. On 3/19/2025, deputies responded to that locations, same as Luke's, referencing a female in a white passenger car that was passed out in the driver's seat. Right? Despite deputies made contact with the driver, who identified herself verbally as Kayla Noel Day. Deputies saw in plain view drug paraphernalia and asked Kayla to step out of the vehicle, which she did consensually. Once Kayla stepped out, deputies observed her to have a slurred speech and confusion. Kayla consented to a standard field sobriety test. Once Kayla was placed under arrest, deputies conducted a search of the whole vehicle due to having seen everything in plain sight. While conducting the search, deputies located a large amount of M330 stamped, white crystal substance, black tar substance, needles full of black tar, and okay. So she's asleep in the driver's seat. So these are her charges. She got charged possession of a deadly weapon by prohibited possessor. Let me make sure this is hers. Yes, Kayla Day Noel. She got the charge. All right. Now, let's get down here. Is this the one? This is what I don't understand. Okay? So this is also Kayla Day. So if she's asleep in the seat when they bust her, right? This says officers were conducting surveillance reference of an unrelated matter and observed a suspicious vehicle in the area with a male driver and a female passenger. Indicates of illegal suspicious vehicle in the area with a male driver and female passenger. And they're saying that it was a rug transaction. Both occupants exited the vehicle and entered the Walmart. So I don't get that. How can she be both in the passed out in the driver's seat and She had $1,366 in money. I'm talking $1,366 in money. All right. Let me shut that down for a minute. Let's go back over here. Okay? Anybody else find that bizarre? I find that very bizarre how they don't know if... I'm not saying whatever. I'm just saying how can she be both in the driver's seat and the passenger? And I don't get it. Hey, CJ. Enjoy this channel a lot. Well, thank you, darling. Appreciate that. Hey, Mary Crisco. You need to see this body cam. That's what I feel, Lisbon. I would love to see that body cam. So it brings Kayla Day in, right? She got busted with him in the same car. They'd been hanging out for days. All right, not no one and done. We met in the parking lot. I barely knew her. So Luke Daly getting on there and doing an interview and stating he doesn't know this girl. How can you be with someone for 2 days and busted with them and not know them? I'm bubbleheading on that one. All right, now let's get over. I can't remember why I did this one. Okay. Let me see if I want to show you this. All right, I will. I'll show you this too. We'll go back over. We'll let go of that. And let's do this one. Kayla Noel Day and Luke Anthony Daly unexpectedly became central figures following police operations in the Catalina Foothills. According to arrest documents cited in regional media, Day was taken in custody on the 12th of February and Daly apprehended the following day. While their exact role in Guthrie'S disappearance remains unconfirmed, the timing of the arrest has raised questions and intensified speculation. Despite official silence, the community has latched on to these names with forums and social media buzzing about potential involvement. At this stage, law enforcement has not confirmed whether either individual faces charges directly connected to abduction. Their personal histories and any prior interactions with Nancy Guthrie are yet to be fully established. So we've got a ton of, speculation there. And when we look at Kayla, she's quite an attractive girl. She actually isn't just a tattoo artist. She's also a model, works for a modeling agency, or at least she did. You can see here, she likes to wear jewelry. A lot of it. On all parts of her body. Whether it be her face, her necklace, which is covering her Black Widow spider tattoo on her throat. She definitely likes to wear jewelry. Now, one thing I noticed about Kayla Day is she has a Barbie doll look. And her face, no matter what picture you look at, her eyes are set further apart than the average eye set. You know what I'm saying? Like the width between my eyes starts there's a smaller gap of skin of my bridge of my nose, right? And it goes up here. It's a smaller width. And a lot of people like that. We're all different though. But the reason I'm saying that is, if you guys think Porch person could possibly be Kayla Day, that's what the woman would have to have. She would have to have a little wider space like Annie, where there's a wider gap between the eyes. I don't know how else to say it, you guys. Anyway, Kayla's got that. And also you have to keep in mind that little Miss Kayla is very much into the fetish, the scorched world, which is all about the unholy ceremonies and so forth that these Satanists or fetishes are having. Now, not all people with fetish are Satanists. I'm just saying. These are saying they're unholy. They're telling you. They're advertising as such. So you can see she's got the black widow tattoo on her neck. She's also very fond of the little devil horns. But when you look at this girl, she's an absolutely beautiful person outside. She's gorgeous. She doesn't need any of this. She could be a model and not have all these tattoos, be attached to the devil. And when I say attached to the devil, this is her husband. And this is hubby. Literally, that's his name. Like, I don't know how to say it, but it's Huebbe. Huebbe? Is it Huebbe? And who's he? Right? Well, he went up the river to prison for 11 years because he was human smuggling people from Mexico back into the U.S. And then you have to look at his route. And I'm like, OMG, wouldn't he be getting out of prison right about now if he's arrested way back on, what was it, 2015 or something? It's 2026. I don't know. It's just we didn't hear that he's still in prison. He could be out. They don't usually serve their full sentence. Is he out? Because he was a human smuggler. He also killed an 80-year-old woman because of a head-on crash. Now, they said, Pima County said that they were not chasing him. But allegedly he saw border control and he's human smuggling these people into the U.S. So he's coming from Mexico. He just enters into Arizona, crosses the border, gets there at, 33 Point or something? 3 Point. All right, so let me show you the map. So he gets right here around this point, and he's headed up here, very close to Nancy's home, actually, just a few miles there. But anyway, 3 Point is where he gets busted because he did a head-on crash with this woman's car. Let's look at that real quick. Let's see if this is the one. All right, let's go over there. Human smuggler gets 11 years for crash that killed 80-year-old woman, right? Tucson man was sentenced in federal court for 11 years in prison on Monday. So this is in 2016. If he didn't serve every year, which is so rare to serve a full sentence, then he's most likely out. All right, he was trying to smuggle 2 Mexican men into the United States, an attempt that ended disastrously when he swerved into oncoming traffic while fleeing from Border Patrol agents and killed an 80-year-old woman. William Ken Huebbe, 31, was sentenced by U.S. District Judge Jennifer Zips for the transportation of illegal aliens resulting in death, said Cosme Lopez, a spokesman for the United States Attorney's Office. Now, he had a partner, Robert Evans Butcher Jr. I looked his place up. I'm thinking, do we need to look at that place to see if that could be where Nancy was taken if this were a real kidnapping? Now, he was driving in 2015, he drove his Chevy Impala south of the Sierrata, I don't even know how to say that, y'all, Mountain Road, and picked up 2 Mexicans identified as so-and-so, who had entered the United States illegally. Both men expected to pay a smuggling fee, had been told to wait to be picked up by a blue car. Lopez said that Huebbe was traveling northbound when he spotted an unmarked Border Patrol vehicle and fled at, quote, an extremely high rate of speed along the 2-lane highway until recklessly swerved into oncoming traffic. His Ford Focus hit a Ford Focus head-on. The passenger, Gracie Baldwin, 80, was severely injured in the crash and was airlifted to University of Arizona Medical Center, but was pronounced dead before reaching the hospital. Her daughter, Kelly, 55, was driving and sustained massive injuries, but survived. So when we go back over, Kayla Day is probably one of the best people in the group to talk about trafficking, or even higher for that matter. So, that's the question. Now, what's also interesting is if you pay attention to this map, this 3-point map, we heard talk 4 days after Kayla Day was arrested. All of a sudden, in the Nancy Guthrie case, we had Sonora talked about, 333 on the clock for me. Sonora talked about 4 days after Kayla Day was arrested, 3 days after the raid at Luke Daly's mom's. So that's interesting that Sonora came up when this is exactly where he's heading back, where he was coming from, is this area out of here. Now, if the sleuth intuition, hats off to you, he did a little research. Now, I went and got the same website that he showed, and it turns out that William Hubie of Arizona there, his father, his dad, who I guess has already passed, owns mines in that area. And we're going to look at that real quick. So William J. Hubie, right, has 8 claims. We can go over here. Let me go back and show this 8 claims to you. So right here, William J. Hubie of whatever. This is allegedly his dad that passed away. Does he still have access to him is the big question. Is a private claimant based in for 8 closed claims. So you wouldn't even have to worry about somebody finding the body because you got closed mining places. And when you look at this right here next to Nogales, right? Nogales. I know I'm saying this all wrong. Look how close you are to Tucson. And if we zoom in, let's get a little closer. There's Tucson. Maybe got too close. Right over in here, it's going to be that 3-point. So he's coming from this area. We've heard all about Sonora. We've had this guy basically saying, if you send me a half a Bitcoin, I'll tell you all about this, where the body is, who did it, so forth, and all this. And it might involve, be prepared to go international. Talking about SAR in Sonora, Mexico. Well, it makes me really think of Kayla Day. And I'm like, if this was a real kidnapping and they had to get rid of a body, is it possible, or even if it was a stage kidnapping but something went wrong? I don't know. I'm still stuck on the whole possible publicity stunt. We have the 84-year-old woman that was allegedly in a car accident. JLR goes to the hospital. All the police are doing this weird thing where they're trying to get everybody on this side of town, but they couldn't track down what was really going on. So it was like a diversion, and nothing ever came of it. Like all the YouTubers were like just sitting weird on the street. But JLR had hit up that hospital, and they're like, no, we don't have no Nancy Guthrie. But it had been already talked about. The 84-year-old woman had been air-vac'd. And we all began to wonder, was that Nancy Guthrie and they're lying to us? Well, if this was a publicity stunt, could she have been whisked away? Because we have bad actors and actors. But let's stay with the idea that perhaps this could be real. No Gallus. No Gallus. Thank you, Keesley. Kesike. Thank you. Could this case go way back to Nancy's late husband with his mining job? At this point, anything is possible. I mean that. All right. So let's continue. We're going to get back over to the PowerPoint. And on this, I just want to make you aware that Kayla Day's ex-husband, who she was married to, his dad had all these claims down there. He's the one that's, getting in trouble for smuggling Mexicans out of Mexico. I'm sure it could have played a part with the mines. And it really makes me wonder. So I was like, should we do it? What do you think of this so far? All right, I know. Just ignore all this stuff over here. I just used an old screen. I'm tired of making new ones. So I've got the porch guy, gal, right? We've got the porch person. Everybody told me that this is a woman. I shouldn't say everybody. A lot of you say this. This person has very female eyes, very feminine eyes. And so a female would have to bulk their face up. But that can't be too hard because all you got to do is put on something and then the mask and you can make your face look really big, right? So Kayla Day does have a much thinner face. And if you look over here, I have laid, and it's part of Kayla Day's face that aligns exactly right with the mask because it's a smaller part of where I overlaid her entire face. Okay? So does that make sense? So let me do this. And we're just going to plaster it right on top, and I'm going to make it really big for you. And just forget about all the background, all right? Do you see how far off the chin is? But the mouth still fits perfectly. She's got a little bit of a Julia Roberts look to her. She's a gorgeous girl. I just so sad that she has gone this route. But her eyes, this eye over here, is not Kayla Day's. This is really the perpetrator's. Monk thinks the shoes are women's Skechers. It could be Whack Abstracts. I agree. It could be. I'm not saying not gorgeous. She is a gorgeous human being. But she's very ugly and deceitful, I believe, too. The eyes are so striking, I think a parent or sibling would recognize them. I would think so, Jason Bourne. I would think so. Hey, Rhonda. Hi, just me. What days was she in jail, though? She has been in jail since the 12th of February on no bond. She was free before that. Hey, River Life, where is her husband? Still MIA? Yeah, we don't know. Lynn on YouTube says, oh my goodness, why are so many people fitting the porch person? So confusing. You feel my frustration. It should not work. She looks different in every picture. If she bunches up her hair around her lower jaw and neck to avoid a hair bump in the back, it would bulk her lower face. All right. Right? Right? She has a lot of hair. And she had black and reddish hair too. She had black and blonde hair. She can dye her hair. She could put on a wig. She could wear a ball cap so that her hair is flat and then leave her hair hang out from under the ball cap and braid it up here and then just put it in a bun. And look at me. Look at me. It could happen. So how about Clay Crouch? We'll have to check him too. Without makeup, she's plain. How tall is she? I don't know. I would love to know. I don't think she is very small. Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Do we have a way to know? We're going to go back to that arrest affidavit. Will it say? Okay, hold on. Let Mama D check. Okay. I gotta go down. I gotta get that same do. Does it say when they're arrested? Okay, I'm gonna have to get on this one. No. Just gives me dates. Oh, that'd be Luke Daly's. All right, hold on. Let me go down here. Whose is this one? Kayla's. It says high bond. Yeah, there's no date. I mean, no height or weight. That would be amazing if we had that. I don't have it. Okay, back over to the PowerPoint. She does look fairly tall. And she has performance where she's standing a lot taller than the male that's by her. So either that male that's standing by her is a really tiny guy, or she's probably fairly tall. She is skinny, right? Height is a great question. Now, as you can see here, Kayla Day is not afraid of weapons, right? And would she carry her pew-pew in front? That's a good question. All right, let's get back over. All right, are you ready to go a step further? Lottie Bronte says, thought they had to note height, eye color, and distinguishing marks. Oh, well. And maybe they do, we just don't have that sheet. Looks more like Savannah's eyes. Oh, interesting. Hello, Michelle. Welcome back. Chilby says, Kayla Day looks very tall. Could be. All right. Let's go a step further. I feel like it. And we're going to run out of time because I have another video after this. The guy looks short, sorry. Yeah. Okay. This is Kayla Day. We have the masked guy behind. Right? Now keep in mind she's using the camera to make her face look smaller too. We all know that you can hold that camera just right and lose the double chin, right? That photo is sick in your opinion? I agree, Nikki. Yeah, you agree, Nikki, too. River Life, someone posted green flowers were also part of the holiday ritual, so maybe that's why they used the green foliage. Interesting. And did you notice that they said that it was Nancy Guthrie's blue shirt out there that they had used for the dogs and just forgot to put it away? Or was that blue shirt really out there the whole time? Because that would definitely be part of the M Block Witches New Year. Just saying. All right, you guys. She looks like a deranged Cabbage Patch Kid, Stardust Vegas. She's got the Black Widow on her throat, which is horribly scary. Question, have you heard anything about the Porch person having two different colored eyes? No, I have not, and without... Okay, there's no way to know what color their eyes are because they're under this inside jaw. Could be. Because they're under infrared. Just saying, you can't see color. All right, are you guys ready for this? Give me a 1 if you want to see it and hit the like button. Right? Hit the like button. Okay. Here we go. Well, Miss Kayla Day watched and remember, she could have bulked her face up. That could be why it looks like, you know, chipmunk cheeks under there. Okay? Oh, I must have moved this. All right, we're going to have to move it. We're going to have to move it. Let me see if I moved this. I did. If you move it off of the lineup, it really gets confusing. All right. It looks lined up. Ready? Okay, we've got tons of filters and makeup. Fake plastic B. Perp knew the porch, the land, and they knew Nancy. All right, my lovelies. You guys got enough ones on the board. And did you hit like? Good deal, good deal. We're walking the walk. Walking the walk. Now remember, she has fake eyelashes that are really long on in the picture. So you're not going to have that same effect if she's not wearing the huge fake eyelashes. Right there, you've got your in-between. Let me make it bigger. And we'll walk it again. Kayla Day. Aw, Peebos. Thank you, Mama D, for all your studies. You definitely get me thinking. That's awesome. Thank you, thank you. Well, thank you. What are we voting? I missed. If you wanted to see this, we got this. We got this, Lottie. All right, here you go. We're going to make Kayla Day transparent and let the mask guy come up from behind. Watch the eyes. We have 2 more steps and we'll be fully mask guys. So this is that in-betweener. There you've got Kayla Day and the masked person. Now I'm going to take Kayla Day completely away. And that's what you have. Kayla Day and away. Kayla Day and away. Different lips. Got to get the picture with the lips showing. Well, it doesn't matter about the lips right now. Because you got to remember, those lips could have had fake hair on them. She could have been holding her lips pursed, right? Now I got different lips now. I got different lips now. I got different lips now. I mean, lips are something that you can, you know, make happen. Now somebody will be like, she was not in jail. She was not arrested. Let me make this clear. I just showed you the actual court paper. Kayla Day was not arrested until February 12th. Nancy Guthrie was reported missing February 1st. So Kayla Day would have had 12 days to do whatever the hell she wanted before she was busted. Okay? Eyebrow done line up though? Okay. Alright, let's continue. I'm not saying it is either way. I don't know if it matches or not. I'm just, you guys wanted it and I'm giving it to you. A lot of people wanted me to show Kayla Day in this. And you don't know if that's an eyebrow or if that's a fold shadow. You don't know if they have another mask on under this. So you can't say it by eyebrow. All you really have are the pupils and the eyes. Because the mouth moves, the nose is covered. Okay. I just got on here. I didn't see it. Sorry. No problem, Gail Lovely. I'm just, you're not alone, and that's why I'm saying it's really, really, really important that those realize that Kayla was free to do what she wanted, right? All right, so I told you I tried a couple different things. So I hollowed out the eyes on the perpetrator, and I put Kayla Day's eyes underneath. So I know that sounds confusing, but I took away everything in the holes. So the perp's eyes are not in this picture. This is Kayla Day's eyes. All right, now compare it to the perpetrator. What do you think? I know, rockin' 2W. Anyone could be hiding behind that creepy mask. I agree with you. Lottie says, I still think Zach is the closest in face and body type. He could have been coming in the USA legally too to pretend he wasn't there. Mystery Diva, how are you, lovely? Lisbon, hello, lovely. We've done enough of these crimes to see through the BS. I feel that. All right. Hey, Jacqueline, how are you? River Life says Sleuth Intuition went to MG Motors, and he says the employee looks just like Zach maybe a brother. Ooh, that'll be interesting. Face fit, says Mystery Diva. It's not Kayla, says Lane. All of these people are connected to this, says Just Me. Sunder Rose says, have all this knowledge on this dress up to do wrong. It gives the bad people ideas. I hope not. They have enough bad ideas on their own. I think it's her bonky eye on the right doesn't fit. All right. Okay. I just was showing it to you. All right, so now I got a different picture. This picture of Kayla is the creepiest one by far. But I took another picture because I was like, let's do it. Let's just see. Now, this face is turned a little, so it's not going to work great, right? See what I'm saying? It's not the best. I just don't feel that one. Because her head's turned. Monkey eye, Lodi. Alright, so here's another one. We've got this half and half here. And let's make it black and white. What the heck? Match it. This really does kind of bother me here. This kind of bothers me, to be honest. This one is put in the proper place, as I said, because I do it all here, right? But when I do that, I could see it being a woman. Even if it's not Kayla, I now fully do feel it could be a woman. I think you guys have got my attention that it could be a woman. Julia Kamirna says, wonder if they search her house or if someone is a twin. How interesting. Michelle says, why would TMZ receive a ransom letter? I mean, really, to get attention, right? Jack Malin says, Mama D, you need to look into the evidence report filed by Pima County Sheriff's Department on 1/31, 7 o'clock p.m. Yep, that is weird. That is weird. You're right. The report of Nancy missing does have 7 p.m. and January 31st on it from what I've seen. Can Jacqueline, I don't have that. Can you send that to me at rubberducky2005@yahoo.com? Somebody please post, if a model, please post Mama D's email. We got to get off here. Oh, I have a game playing again. I do that too often. It's beautiful here. I'm like, I hear thunder. You think we should... Okay, before we go, give me a 1 and hit that like button if you'd be interested in me putting Savannah in the mask. We've done everybody else. Why should we leave her out? If you want me to put Savannah in the mask, I will. I don't think it's going to match. But you know what? If it does, doesn't matter because they all match. I'm just saying. But if you want me to do that, put a 1 in chat. Hit that like button. Mama D, maybe the porch pic with the lips showing. Maybe. Parts of the footage have been cut out, so maybe it's a male and a female at times. Oh, good Lord. That's a lot of 1s. If you're on replay, I challenge you. If you've made it this far in the video and you're on replay, give me, I would like to see SG facially mapped. Give me that. I'd like to see SG facially mapped. Put that in the comments. Please, hell yeah, says Kelleport. 1 and 2, her husband. Y'all think that? All right, will do. Now, I don't want to end the fun. I don't. And I do enjoy your time with me and me with you. We're together on this. So I am going to pull cards on Kayla Day. If that's your thing, continue on with me. We're going to have a lot of interesting information come out in this reading on this girl. I can tell it. I can feel it. One of those things. Holy crap, Lisbon. Okay, don't flood. Just a 1. Just one time. I got you, Lisbon. River Life, love your channel. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. SG Facial Map, SG Facial Map. Y'all all want me to do that. Except for J Bug says, not Savannah at the door, but she ain't no saint. Thank you. And Zach at the mass, please. We have a lot we could do. We'll still work through this. All right, my lovelies, if somebody can send me that about it being 7 p.m. on the 31st of January, we'll definitely break that out. Because that plays right into with my whole publicity stunt idea. All I'm seeing now is SG Facial Map, SG Facial Map. All right, my loves, we will definitely look into that. We'll see how the replay crew votes as well. And if all of you are on board with that, maybe that'll be our next thing. But for right now, I want you to know I appreciate you. I appreciate all the time that you spend on this case trying to figure out what has happened with Nancy Guthrie to get to the truth. And that's frustrating. So I will go over and I will pull some cards, and then we're going to hand another live over to you guys where you can ask the questions. All right? I'll see you in about 2 minutes, 2 seconds. I love you to the moon and back. Bye for now.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemies will think they won, but I am here to stay. Destiny